So I'm stood here next to the Ouseburn, which is the river that runs all the way down to the Tyne here, and I've done videos all the way up this trail of the Ouseburn. But the question is, why is it called Ouseburn? And Ouse is quite a common name for rivers around the country, and a lot of rivers are named Ouse because it ultimately means water, like the French word for water, eau, or Gaelic is Ous, where we get the word whiskey, water of life. But there's a couple of other theories which I think are plausible. Yews are obviously sheep, so you could say this is the sheep's burn. That's one explanation. But one I've not read anywhere, I've just came up with myself, but it seems very real to me, is over here we've got these trees which are called yew trees. And yew trees are the oldest trees in Jesmond Dene. And yew trees have special significance in this country. All the most ancient trees in Britain are yew trees. Some of them are thousands of years old. And so look at this root structure we've got here. So I think it's probably Ouseburn. The Gaelic word for yew tree is yew. So I think that could be Ouseburn, the burn with the yew trees. And the other question we want to ask is about Jesmond. Why is this place called Jesmond? Well, that's a very hard question. And the mound I've already mentioned in my last video, where the chapel is, that's built on a mound. I presume that's the original mound. But the word Jes, well, that could be a corruption of. I mean, people say it's Jesus's mound, but I think that's a later coining of the place by clerics and church people. So I think actually it's a much older word. Jesmond. In English, the Y sound, the yus sound, with the French language influence that came over from the Normans and the Plantagenets, the yus sound changed into a j. Okay, so a name like Jacob became Jacob. And so we got this changing from Jesmond to Jesmond. So I think that's very likely, actually, because Gosforth, up the road there, Gosforth was originally Geesford, okay, Jesford. And so you've got Jesford, the ford, and you've got Jesmouth, the mound, and mouth a bit further down. So these things have got a bit confused over time, but I think that's a couple of possible explanations for the name.